Lighter winds on Monday provided some much-needed relief for firefighters battling intense wildfires across South Carolina and North Carolina. Over the weekend, blazes prompted evacuations, threatened hundreds of homes, and sent plumes of smoke billowing across vast areas. Despite the alarming nature of the fires, emergency responders managed to contain significant portions, preventing widespread destruction. However, the threat is far from over, as officials continue to enforce stringent burn bans and urge residents to remain vigilant. Firefighters hold the line against destruction. Hundreds of firefighters from across both states work tirelessly to prevent the fires from consuming homes and properties. In Horry County, South Carolina, near the popular tourist hub of Myrtle Beach, fire crews battled towering flames and eerie orange skies, as documented in viral social media videos. Despite the intense heat and difficult conditions, they successfully kept the blaze from engulfing residential areas. This wildfire has been the most severe in the region since a catastrophic 2009 blaze that caused $42 million in damages and destroyed approximately 75 homes. Given the extensive damage wildfires have caused in the past, authorities remain on high alert and continue to implement preventative measures to protect residents and infrastructure. Statewide burn bans and emergency decrees. Recognizing the immense fire risk, South Carolina authorities enacted a statewide ban on almost all outdoor fires, including yard debris burning and campfires. Governor Henry McMaster issued a stern warning, making it clear that violations would be met with serious legal consequences. You can and will go to jail for starting a fire outdoors in South Carolina, period, he stated on social media, underscoring the gravity of the situation. Similarly, Western North Carolina officials followed suit by enforcing strict burn bans, particularly in Polk County, where evacuations were ordered as firefighters deployed controlled burns. These strategic fires help eliminate potential fuel sources, reducing the risk of wildfires spiraling out of control. On Monday morning, Polk County residents anxiously awaited updates as fire crews continued their work. The 480-acre, 190-hectare fire in the region had only reached 30% containment by then, leaving many still unable to return home. The North Carolina Forest Service reported an alarming 200-plus wildfires across the state on Monday alone. Fortunately, most of these fires were relatively small and posed no immediate threat to buildings or populated areas. Unfavorable weather conditions increase fire risk. The combination of a drier-than-average winter and high winds created a dangerous, fire-prone environment across the Carolinas. Normally, cold fronts bring rain to help moisten vegetation and reduce fire risks. However, this recent front arrived without precipitation, exacerbating an already volatile situation. The Myrtle Beach area, in particular, has proven to be an especially high-risk zone for wildfires. Over centuries, decomposing vegetation inlines the region has led to the formation of peat, a material that becomes highly flammable when dry. Once ignited, peat fires can smolder for extended periods, making containment efforts exceedingly difficult. Additionally, the area is densely populated, with pine trees and waxy plants, which act as potent fuel sources in dry, windy conditions. The combination of these factors creates the perfect storm for fire outbreaks, putting residents and firefighters on constant high alert. Rapid urban development adds to the challenge. Horry County, one of South Carolina's fastest-growing areas, has seen its population double to 400,000 people over the last 25 years. Many new residents have settled in communities constructed near the Carolina Bays, natural depressions, where peat and flammable vegetation thrive. Historically, fires have played an integral role in the Carolina Bay's ecosystem, clearing out old vegetation and promoting new growth. However, with rapid residential expansion into these fire-prone regions, the stakes are higher than ever. A fire that once would have burned harmlessly through the landscape now has the potential to destroy entire neighborhoods. Community impact and evacuations. For residents of affected areas, the wildfires have been a harrowing experience. Many were forced to evacuate their homes with little notice, grabbing only essentials as they fled. Families anxiously monitored news reports, social media updates, and emergency alerts, hoping for assurances that their homes were safe. Local shelters and community centers opened their doors to evacuees, providing food, water, and temporary lodging. Volunteers stepped in to offer support, showcasing the resilience and solidarity of these communities in the face of disaster. Some affected areas were closed, while roads were blocked off to prevent unnecessary traffic in fire-prone zones. Businesses, particularly those dependent on tourism near Myrtle Beach, expressed concerns about the economic impact of the fires, fearing a decline in visitors due to air quality concerns and safety restrictions. Environmental consequences of the wildfires beyond the immediate threats to homes and infrastructure. These wildfires pose significant environmental risks. Smoke and ash degrade air quality, making it dangerous for individuals with respiratory conditions to venture outdoors. The fires also threaten local wildlife, destroying habitats and displacing countless animals. Peat fires, in particular, have long-term consequences as they release substantial amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. Once ignited, peat fires can burn underground for weeks or even months, making full containment an arduous task. Additionally, the destruction of vegetation leads to increased soil erosion, which can cause further environmental complications, such as compromised water quality and loss of natural barriers against flooding. Ongoing firefighting efforts and future outlookers. Of Monday evening, firefighting efforts continued across both South and North Carolina. While lighter winds provided some relief, the fires remained a significant concern. Fire crews worked around the clock to strengthen containment lines, extinguish hotspots, and monitor areas prone to flare-ups. Officials urged residents to remain cautious and abide by burn bans to prevent additional fire outbreaks. They also advised homeowners in fire-prone areas to take proactive steps, such as creating defensible spaces around their properties. By removing dry vegetation and debris, meteorologists forecasted a slight increase in humidity later in the week, which could aid firefighting efforts. However, the region's long-term fire risk remains high due to ongoing dry conditions and the potential for continued strong winds. Conclusion: the wildfires in South and North Carolina serve as a stark reminder of the devastating power of nature and the importance of preparedness. Thanks to the bravery and dedication of firefighters, widespread destruction has been largely avoided thus far. However, with burn bans in place and ongoing firefighting operations, it is clear that the battle is far from over. Residents are urged to stay informed, comply with safety regulations, and support local emergency responders as they work tirelessly to protect lives and property. While the immediate crisis may subside, long-term solutions are needed to mitigate future wildfire risks in these increasingly vulnerable areas. Through community awareness, responsible urban planning, and continued environmental stewardship, the Carolinas can better prepare for the challenges ahead.